Strategy and Snark presents Dungeons and Dragons Online. And welcome back. Today we're taking a look at the Hunter and Hunted pack, which for us is 2 quests. This is the legendary version, which you can access if you're in the Feywild itself. You know, this is the Feywild social zone hub. Hub is probably the right word. Arwen is way over here in the corner, and he will take you to the Court of the Wild Hunt. You can also get here by walking through the Feywild landscape. It's kind of a long way to go when there's a guy who can teleport you right here. We need... Well, that's interesting. Your quest is a gold cup.
We're going where to do what? That sounds amazing.
That's interesting. So here's our 2 quests. Usually when you repeat a quest, they've got blue. We did this pack on my other account because the first time we walked through here, I didn't have this pack yet, and they added it to the free quest code back in the spring, and then this account got it. Interesting. So this is actually our first time doing these on this character. All right, let's do the simple one first. Hunter's Hollow. So we're in here on legendary difficulty, which just means over level 30. We did this at, what level was it before? 7? Yeah, level 7 is a little different from level 32 normally. But how different is the quest itself? That's what we're looking at today. I don't know if I've ever actually done these on Epic or Legendary. I think I've only ever come through here on Heroic. Anyway, this is Dame Alonza. She is the same lady from the Windmill quest that we revisited last episode. She has got herself into some more trouble. Not really trouble, she didn't do it. She's supposed to be participating in one of these hunt challenges. You have to reach the Master of the Hunt's final challenge. We're really just here to kick ass so that she makes it all the way to the end. And why do you guys constantly just walk behind me? It's probably like I'm walking slightly farther. Like I should just let go of the run forward button slightly sooner. It's like I thought that there was more here. I am not intimately familiar with these quests. When they came out, I don't think there was a whole lot of fanfare. But this pack is mostly the raids that it comes with. I want to say there's 2 of them. So it has 2 quests in it, so it's worth something to me. Is there a pack that just has raids? Yes. There is. I'm pretty sure, what's it called? Thunder Peak? I'm pretty sure there's a pack that only has a raid in it. I'll have to look into that, because technically we haven't even How am I helpless? Oh, I have no strength or dexterity. Oh, got some back. And it's gone. Oh, so the Fomorian is cursing us. Unfortunately for him, we have, I believe it's in here, in the Sentinel tree, I think we have automatically remove curse every 5 seconds or something. I'm pretty sure that's what was saving us there. Yeah. It'll absorb 1 a minute. So I think it was probably Bulwark casting remove curse, but still. We could potentially get through that by just once a minute going, eh. Oh, there's my curse word. It just ticked right there. Just taking stuff, I guess. And some gold. Honestly, don't remember this quest well enough to know what we need here other than the bat thing. We really just run down here to beat that guy up and take the crest that he probably didn't want to begin with? I mean, I guess he picked it up. But so would I. Right? If I'm walking down the street and I find a bat crest, just... that looks important. That probably shouldn't just be sitting here on the ground. Just some, like, giant metal key. Just like, yeah, I want this. Actually found some big old skeleton key looking things. It's like, I'm pretty sure Grandma left them behind. But nobody knows what they go to. The real answer is it's probably like a novelty jewelry box or something that you don't actually need the key for. It's just cute. But the fun answer is that there's like some secret treasure chest out there that nobody knows, right? You are like actively running away and it's annoying. It's gotta be that I'm running towards them and they're running towards me and we both stop, but they're computers, so they just kind of instantly snap around and I have to manually turn my ass around. How about I just stop a little short? Well, I can't even hit him. Okay, he walked towards me. There we go. Just stop just before all of the enemies so that they stop overshooting me. That one's just actively running the other way. No, I am the main character. Stupid mud horse. Probably shouldn't have fell down in there. It's such a habit to just move forward.
You see a unicorn resting.
Oh, right, the unicorn. I definitely didn't want to be down here.
Its voice echoes in your mind. If you can but reach me.
Fine, across here. There's the crest of the monkey. Let's go ahead and bounce our way across here. You could maybe make that jump. Maybe. I can't. You might.
The unicorn stands. Her interest.
Yes, I'm a good little monkey. Hi, how you doing?
The unicorn's voice rings in your
I wonder if these quests can have Fey twisted chests, because we are in Feywild still.
Allow me to
Do they
reward you for
count?
your generous performance.
I feel like they should. Back this way. Staying on the path. Can't tell you how many times I've accidentally ran into that water and had to go back. Your mileage may vary on whether or not Fey Twisted quests are here. Chests are here. I haven't had much luck with them myself. There was one item I wanted out of Fey Twisted stuff, and still haven't got it.
The last crest is placed into its socket.
Best way to do it is grouping. Unfortunately, the item I want is kind of like the item everybody wants, so I feel like there's not really a whole lot of point being like, hey, 5 people want to come and... Do we have to? I wasn't even going to touch the chest. I mean, if there's one thing everybody wants, it's unlikely that I'm going to pull in 5 extra people to come open the chest like, and hey, if you get the thing I want, give it to me, like, but that's why everybody's here, is they also want that same thing. Sure, somebody might.
Are you alright? Is there a
Prismatic green beam. Do we not have... A, do we not have Death Ward? And B, does that not work on? No, we've been over this before. I took Death Ward off. Or Death Block off because we got the Charisma Belt. I always look at the same thing, too. Like, don't I have Death... Oh, no, I don't. Fine. That's one of the reasons we use the Cleric Hireling. Put our buffs back on and we'll actually cast Death Ward this time, since apparently that's the thing we need to care about here. Bump it up, bump it up, bump it up. Problem solved. Moving on. Prismatic green beam. That's a new one to me. Like, I don't pay a lot of attention. Usually it's like, oh, Finger of Death or Power Word Kill or something. But the green beam from Prismatic Spray. Okie dokie. I mean, it's the Feywild. Sure, maybe the Feywild has magical life symbiosis on vines, so that when you kick...
Overwhelming sense of weight permeates this place.
You kick a displacer beast, the vines die. Alright, I purposefully jumped down here, because every time I've done this quest, this guy dies before I get a really good look at him. You're interesting. Kind of gives me a coyote vibe. Like the... I don't actually know what... Like the New Mexico Native American kind of cult, like the trickster coyote. He's kind of the Loki figure. That's what he reminded me of. I don't know the name of that. I want to say it starts with a P. Oh well. Quest done. Moving on. So that was a straightforward one. Give or take that I couldn't remember where I was going. But that's normal for these quests that don't get a lot of action. And now, for the other one. I like this quest. I probably shouldn't, because there's a lot of like weird backtracking, and I'm probably going to go the wrong way at least 3 times. But the way this quest is put together, this is not, hey, I put this together on my lunch break. This is somebody was like, yes, I'm going to do this. We're going to have what's basically Alice in Wonderland as a quest. All the big hits, they're all going to be here. We're going to get I mean, all it's missing is a Vorpal sword in the named loot. You know, speaking of Vorpal, I had a couple people very opposed to my idea a few episodes back about unchaining Vorpal. The idea being that the in-game Vorpal is useless. I don't think it would be terrible to just take that HP cap off it. Because the way it works, I want to say regular Vorpal is you have to roll a natural 20. So you have to like roll a 20. And then it will kill whatever you're fighting if it has 500 or fewer HP. And then there's like 2 more stages of it, like Sovereign Vorpal or something like that goes 1,000 and 1,500. The problem is, not that I can even see, that guy, one of those said CR7. One of these guys was just here visiting his like big brother and was like, I was not prepared for an adventurer today. These guys have thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of HP. Like, Vorpal doesn't work until they're almost dead. Vorpal doesn't work until they're at the point that you would just kill them with your next swing anyway. To the Pink Grove. So, I said, just take the cap off. What's it gonna hurt? Who cares if I kill something faster than before on a 1 in 20 chance, whatever. But a couple people rightly pointed out that it would probably lead to... I feel like I should not be just going into the one that's straight ahead. I don't know. There's usually... Once we get past the first stage of this, it's going to give us a little sign saying where to go, but we gotta get that... Gotta get started. There we go. Boing. Anyway. If Vorpal wasn't capped, yeah, I can see how pretty much everyone would just switch over to dual-wielding, like, Vorpal short swords or something. Maximum attack speed, just ignore all damage, just go straight for the insta-kill. I get that. I can see how you wouldn't want that to be the obvious best way to do everything. I get that. But I think there's some middle ground in here. Nympha. I think we have to go in here. Well, apparently not that one. Back to the mushroom forest. Do we get a sign? Sign? No signs. Game balance is hard. So, this is this is not a competitive game, right? This is a cooperative game. However, you still don't want one class to be heads and shoulders above the rest of them, or everyone will play that one and everybody who plays the other ones feels bad, especially since you have to put a lot of hours into your characters, right? You spend 20 hours or something just farming your items up so that you can be like reasonably good at starting to do endgame. And then everyone says, what? No, we don't want a ranger. Rangers suck. Go redo your entire character and come back as a sorcerer. It's like, that sucks. I picked this one. Oops, sign. So in a perfect world, all the classes would be viable. All of them would be reasonably close in potential damage output and utility and all this stuff. But the problem is you're spinning like 50 plates. Because you're not just spinning what we got, 12 classes? Well, I'll just say 12. You're also having to make sure that you're not going too far on any of the races, because all the races have like little tiny bonuses attached to them, and you don't want to overdo the past lives, or everybody's going to say, oh, well, you know, you have to TR 30 times before you're even beginning to be viable, which is not true, by the way. Then there's like not only is like you have to balance the gear, you have to balance the gear versus each of the potential classes that might want to use it. Because you might have planned on fighters using the... Let's just pick the Vorpal sword, right? You might have been like, hey, we're going to take this long sword, and it's versatile, one-handed, or two-handed, like in 5th edition anyway. And yeah, we'll make it Vorpal. We'll basically copy it out of the silver sword of the Githyanki, right? Copy that. I think it's actually a great sword, now that I think about it. It's a great sword, whatever. Somebody's going to break something, right? Somebody's going to find, like, a way to transmute it into a short sword and then duplicate it and turn it into a 2-weapon fighting build that has, like, a 300% speed increase or something. I get it. But people are always going to break stuff. Alright. Especially you, Bulwark. Don't break my freaking puzzle. I remember that. I remember the hireling. Hireling broke the puzzle when I got here.
The queen tells you that if you complete her challenge, her cache of treasure will be yours.
Alright, that was not what I was expecting to happen. I thought those were connected differently. But yeah, see, puzzle done. Barely any effort. I spent so long here with the broken puzzle. Anyway, and then we're supposed to pretend that we don't know this is a mimic. And then I guess now we can pull the thing.
Wordlessly signals for one of her attendants to summon your well-being. As you pull this lever, you can somehow sense a door yawning
Anyway.
open in the distance.
I brought that up mostly, the whole Vorpal thing, mostly to say it's okay to disagree. I think it'd be cool to bring Vorpal back with a way higher cap. Obviously, people disagree. And you know what? I don't play in the endgame. Like, I don't do raids or anything. So if people who actually do the raids and stuff say it will break their game, okay. This is what I'm not the game developer. This is why the game developer should suggest and then listen to feedback. It took 0 seconds for somebody to tell me it was a bad idea. It's like, cool. This is why we have preview servers and stuff, right? I was not expecting to come back here that fast. Oh, you are one of those blink dogs. I thought that was just like... It was just spinning in place in the bush, and I was like, are you decoration or bad guy?
As you pull this lever, you can somehow
Now, I do still think that Vorpal needs an
in the
upgrade.
distance.
I will concede that maybe unlimited Vorpal might be bad for the game in the long run if it... Because as much as I like to run around in the regular quests, the people who are doing high-level raids and stuff, they are the whales. They are the ones that are keeping the game afloat by, you know,
As you pull this lever,
pumping more money and subscriptions and stuff into it. They're the dedicated people.
in the distance.
And I get it. You have to keep the most dedicated people happy. Is this the way we wanted to go? Apparently. So yeah, I get it. But let's make it
You approach
better.
a pair of bullywugs who stand in the center of this They study each
I saw
other's
somebody
faces with intent.
somebody mentioned maybe let fighters crit on a 19 or a 20, you know, kind of like a 5th edition thing, and let them that 19 count for Vorpal, and I love that. That is a cool idea. I feel like fighters kind of get the short end of the stick when it comes to like cool abilities and stuff. So, letting them proc abilities like that twice as often, I'm all for that. These guys are supposed to be, like, angry that I walked past them or something. Did I miss something?
When you try to lock on a door, the two bullywugs turn towards you.
Ah,
in surprise.
apparently I
Huh? How'd you do that?
apparently I triggered something. Maybe it just was too far from the door.
We won't let you get near that key.
Hey, will you guys actually turn and fight me or something?
Wait. Who had the key again?
What?
Finally.
The other merely shrugs.
I'd be okay with Vorpal working on only, like, humanoids. Like, these guys, it would make sense to Vorpal. The little wisp thing I killed a second ago doesn't make sense to Vorpal. I could see making it so Reapers... Because Reapers are just... I think they're undead, aren't they? Or outsiders or something? They look like ghost things. The few pictures I've seen of them. I don't play Reaper. So much grease. Some greasy frogs. Anyway. You don't have to let Vorpal work on everything.
You've been transported into a
But it'd be nice for it to work on something.
You spy a stone relief of a satyr above the doorway directly in
And I still think
as you pull this lever, you can
what
see
I
how
liked most
sense
about
the door
Vorpal back in the
wide
day,
open in the distance.
back when it was unlimited, my favorite thing was that I was a really crappy beginner in those raids.
You enter a small clearing.
But because I
Sits
had
a gnome wearing a
Vorpal
comically large
weapons,
hat. A couple
I
of
could
bugs,
contribute.
exasperated squirrel,
Even
and
back
another
then,
moose.
I don't believe that
You can
the
hear
Vorpal was the
squirrel
best plan. If you had a really good character build, then you
replies the squirrel.
you would kill the enemy on average faster by just hitting it than you would Vorpaling it. I had to swing my weapon around 20 times to kill it. If you could kill it in 10 swings,
Cup of tea. He shakes his head.
I mean,
You never said you were a thief.
He says.
that's where I want Vorpal to be. I want Vorpal
Gnome slumps on the
to be enough to prop up a weak character so they can contribute,
spy a lever with the crest
but not be
as you
the best thing. Like, as they gain some raid loot and gain the experience and gain, you know, some better loot, let them retire their Vorpal or pass it along, and then use real weapons and DPS things down instead of
distance.
relying on the proc. Like,
The Hermia's hiding place.
that's what I remember. That's what I want to see again. This one? Not good at remembering where I'm supposed to be going here. We flipped the last one, so I think we're supposed to be backtracking, if that makes sense. This is the beginning of the place. I'm not far from where we need to be. I just don't... I think it's gotta be this. It's gotta be this. No, this is how we turn that. Dang it. We want the satyr. We went that one last time. We're gonna go this one. I haven't seen a sign, which is kind of annoying. I mean, there's this giant door. Maybe that's where we're supposed to go.
Your stomach drops as you fall into the
It plopped me in front of it multiple times.
Purchase on something invisible yet solid. Hermia perches on a nearby tree branch.
Doop doop. Guess we're buff now. And it, don't even get me started on the imbalance between melee and casters. I like running around as Paladin. I like being able to just punch things. Is it anywhere as good as my first life Sorcerer? No. Did it take any effort to be good at Sorcerer? Not really. What it does take, though, is knowledge of the game. The spellcasters, all the spellcasters, greatly benefit from already knowing the quests. And already knowing the spells. Already knowing which spells you plan on taking. Right? I don't know if breaking those was... Apparently it was required. A melee character gives you a little bit more wiggle room when you're running around on normal and hard mode, right? Elite mode, you're supposed to already know what you're doing. But if you run in as a melee into a quest that you're not familiar with, and something hits you, you go, ow, and then you hit it back. You run in as a caster and something hits you, you go, restart. Alright. Well, I didn't see anything terribly different in there from Heroic to Legendary. It was a nice little colorful romp. It's definitely different than definitely not tromping through the slave lords for hours. But I think that's unfortunately the end of the Feywild. Return to Wormwood Hall. Winwood Hall. I'm still sad that we didn't get any Feywild gear. No Feywild gear. But, next time, we go into Sharn, which is arguably the... I don't know about the brand new quests. But Sharn gear is like the basis for a lot of the gear sets I see on like the forums. Sharn gear is the starting point, and Sharn is big. So we've got our work cut out for us next time, and maybe this time we'll get some freaking gear drops, please. Gear. Anyway, it's been a quick one, but thanks for watching.